Check your systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites. Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
What is up, fight fans? We are back for another episode of your Combat Deviants. Live here on Belly Up Sports, Belly Up Media. Gonna have a fun one for you tonight. Unfortunately, just riding solo tonight. Got to have some fun with it anyways. Gonna talk a little bit of a UFC fight night. Both Saint Hagen and Yadong, and we're also going to do a little Dern and Yan as well, a little preview into that. Talk a little Invicta FC 49, got a new champion. Definitely going to be fun to talk about that. Going to be joined by B Extreme Heavyweight Jody Meikle. I think it is. I'm sure I'm butchering it. Absolutely sure I'm butchering it. Also going to be joined by boxing legend himself, the man, the myth, Mr. Vinny Pazienza, going to be on. Going to be talking some things there as well. Going to be fun. We're also going to be doing our giveaway. We passed 1K on our Twitter already. Little bit under a month, a little bit over a month. Being here doing the show, already got that one going. So we did pick a winner. We'll make an announcement in a little bit. Even though Eddie's not here, we'll still try to do tweet to the week. Get to that. Have some fun with that. It's definitely been a crazy week for combat sports. Obviously, with Dana White making the announcement this week that there will be no fans in media. So you got to ask the question, what does Dana and the UFC have up their sleeve to not have their fans there, to not have the media there? I think that there's some type of announcement that has to be coming, in my opinion, Saturday on, and they're just trying to keep everything hush hush. And the initial rumor was Mark Zuckerberg and and them guys had bought out the arena. Dana debunked that within 24 hours, but that was the initial rumor there. So I don't know. I think there has to be some type of announcements, whether it's some type of business partnership with somebody. Maybe it is with Zuckerberg. That part is correct, but I don't think he bought the arena out. I think they're trying to make some type of announcement there. That would be my guess. Shot in the dark. I don't think he bought out the arena. I don't think Dana would allow something like that to happen. I think they're just trying to keep something on the wraps. But it is very curious to kind of freeze out not only the fans and the media. That's interesting. You have Mackenzie Dern there. Somebody you're trying to build a brand around. I guess you would say. So interesting to see what transpires this weekend, not only with the fight itself, but also with what's going on with them closing things down of that nature. It's very interesting. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with this fight card. Dern and Yan is definitely is going to be a real fun matchup. So I want to hear want to really see if Dern's able to kind of take that next step and get another big fight. She was throwing around the name Rose Namajunas. I think that would be a fun fight. I think Rose is very well rounded. That would be a really tough fight for her if she happens to get by Yan Saturday night. That would be interesting. And then you go back to last week, man. It was a hell of an event. Both with Corey Sainthagen and Song Yadong was an absolutely amazing fight. It definitely didn't let down in my opinion. And unfortunately, cuts had to stop that, things had to stop that. And even more to the fact, the after effects, when they, give a shout out to the MMA Mania for this one, but obviously reposting Yudong's post from I believe it was his Instagram, so they're letting fans know, he was still having vision issues and things of that nature after the fight. Had to go in there, had a plate put in. Obviously his recovery time is going to be a little bit longer to seeing him get back in there. So definitely, hopefully he gets back in there, and he can get that vision straightened out, get that pain and discomfort out of there, and start being able to get back in there. It's this not a forgiving sports to say the least. Combat sports is definitely not for the faint of heart, and that's a fact. So we'll have to see how he does and when he gets back in there. So wish Sung Yadong the best and the speedy recovery there. But one of the other news notes of the week is our favorite non-boxer to talk about. Jake Paul was in the news for multiple things this week. So let's kind of change gears and get to the problem child there. Obviously, he's he's in the news once again, and Eddie Hearn has now apparently filed suit against Jake Paul and his promotions, and it's along the lines of a fight fixing. I don't know what Eddie Hearn has, what information he has for him to be able to file suit and see what goes on there. But that's definitely going to be a intriguing thing to see how that develops. I think the other noteworthy news of the week as far as Jake goes was the fact that he has said himself that the MMA fight is in the talks. It's in the future. It's going to happen. He's in talk with promotions. Where would your guess where he would wind up be? Would it be Bellator type, PFL? Do you see him getting involved with the likes of Nate Diaz and signing a fight there to see if he can legitimize himself there? And obviously, Nate's going to run his business in a different way than with Dana and things like that. I know, obviously, Jake loves to call Dana out. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And I mean, here we go. Between the lawsuit and the potential MMA fight in the works, I mean, I think the lawsuit's frivolous, but how can you, unless you have somebody that he has fought and then that you could prove that X person threw fight for X amount of money, you have messages, emails, whatever. I mean, if you're going off of hearsay and things of that nature, I don't know how that's going to happen. I think the more intriguing thing on that front, in my opinion, is definitely the fact that he has an MMA fight in potential, coming down within the next, beginning of next year. Hopefully, we'll see how that plays out. I don't think he's going to do great. I mean, we all know how I feel about it. I'm not going to pretend anything different along those lines. But yeah, man, it's not nothing, personal with Jake. I just don't see it yet. Once he proves me wrong, I'll eat my crow. But I don't foresee him doing anything special in it. We'll see how it goes when everything's all said and done. But that being said, let's quick switch gears before to Invicta FC 49, as that took place this week. And we had our one of our recent guests on there, and she said that she was going to make a statement at weigh-ins, and Helen Peralta obviously made a statement at weigh-ins. She said, F Disney and all that, and she had a really tough matchup, and her opponent wound up losing a tough decision there. But I think the bigger news of the night was, now 6-3, and now a world champion is Jillian DeCourcy, is now Invicta FC's new 105-pound champion down there. She's homegrown. She's one of these fighters that made her professional debut in Invicta FC, and is now they're the face of that 105-pound division, and they're world champion. So hats off to Jillian DeCourcy, hats off to Jason Adams and the rest of her team and and all that, man. Like, that's one of those cool things, watching some of these fighters come up and able to kind of fulfill that dream and that journey. Hopefully we can start seeing some more women's atomweight divisions pop up to get a little bit more eyes on it. I've talked to so many other fighters that fought at that weight, B-Win, we have so many other fighters that just aren't really getting the love they are because they're just having problems finding fights in that division. But another great event, and hats off to Shannon Knapp and everyone down there for putting out the tribute for Elias Theodro as well. Obviously, he was the first ring boy for Invicta FC, and obviously he lost his battle to cancer this past month, and then he passed away. It was another one of the shocking deaths in combat sports. It's just one of those things you never expect to hear, you never expect to see. It's just a rough one to kind of wrap your head around sometimes. But what are you gonna do? It's a crazy world we live in. Combat sports is a crazy world, and we're just kind of living in it at the moment. But it's definitely a crazy time in combat sports. I think we got a few more minutes or so before we're going to be joined on here by Jody Meikle. I know I'm mispronouncing that. He's going to freaking murder me when we get him on. But I guess real quick, we will go through the tweets of the week. So let's play that slide, and I'll pull this up for you guys. Alrighty, guys, and that video is up. So let's start off with, okay, and so obviously everyone's seen that that Bo was very successful in getting his contract in his second fight. And they were throwing out who he should fight before the announcement of Jamie Pickett, and his October 3rd return to fighting has already been announced for people who don't know. But as Curtis, the Action Man Jackson, said, last thought of the night, we need a Bo versus Joe Pfeiffer fight. Obviously, Joe was successful in another big knockout a few weeks ago. There can only be one middleweight ginger, straight up Highlander rules. Curtis Action Man Jackson making another great tweet for us for tweet of the week. For those who can't see one of the responses on it, because someone was like, "No way, you can't have two prospects fight that early on," And he's like, "Do you know that the risk of letting the danger of two gingers pose? Can't let these two go and check. There can only be one." Curtis Jackson with another one of his goofy tweets. And to back that one up, MMA on point, our good old friend Mr. Tommy Toehold, make it make sense. Dropped an awesome meme where when Bone Nickel gets in the UFC game. Meanwhile, you have other fighters: Alex Pereira, Mirkov Deshevali, Sean Strickland, Ricky Simon, Adrian Yand, Bryce Mitchell, Rafael Faveres, Mustafa Gamrov, like Jemiah Hill, etc., who aren't in the game, but you just got more than a handful of the Contender Series guys, girls on there. That's make sense, guys. Please, Dana, help us out here. Help us out here, brother. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, my man. Make it make sense. So ran into this one a few weeks ago. Shout out to NAORY season. There you go, season. All right, I'll get flack for this, but I'm dead ass. I'll take Evilov off to beat Usman. Usman got a mediocre cardio for surely, not 5-round cardio. Inactive, coming off a brutal KO. His chin is cooked now. Tad suspect the last 2 fights. Obviously, you could see the first response on there is Conor McGregor. Yeah, that's a nomination for Mr. Dumb Tweets of the Week, and I think we can give it to this nice gentleman here for thinking that Usman is done. I don't think Usman's done. I think I'm looking forward to seeing him get back on the saddle and make a nice little run of things. So. We'll see how that one goes. Now this one from UFC legend, Ultimate Fighter 1 alum, Forrest Griffin was like, serious question: if you could trade your sexual reproductive organ, because I'm not going to say that, for Gordon Ryan's jiu-jitsu skills, would you do it? I'm learning. Yes, lady, it's a pretty easy choice. Obviously, T-Rex McKenney was responding on this, said, nah, laughing my ass off. But Forrest, again, with the great humor for us, I gotta love it. I gotta love it, Forrest. You're always keeping me on my heels, my friend. But obviously, Mackenzie Dern is fighting this week, and obviously, Davey over here is was saying fans cage sides are going to be watching Mackenzie's grappling exchanges like like a kid looking for some chicken over here. I don't know, man. Is that how you feel, people? You feeling that one? And obviously, shout out to our boy Mac Malley with the old gif with the lineman not being able to get into the Jets facility, as now Aspen Ladd has been released from the UFC after another weight loss debacle. I guess we'll call that one. It's a rough one. Where will Aspen Ladd end up next? My guess would be PFL, because that's where the featherweights are. At least the bulk of them. So, obviously, this one, Philly native and Invicta FC fighter, Miss Serena Southpaw de Jesus, is looking for a fight, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna say it. She's been looking for a fight. We're both looking for fights. We have similar records put on the show. Can any promotion let us have our time? And she's asking, Combates, tough enough, peak fighting. She's tagging anyone. One in Catherine Lerner. I'd love to fight Serena. Obviously, my MMA news is sitting there saying, take my money. And that's what I want to see, man. I definitely would like to see Serena and Miss Lerner go at it. That's definitely that's on there on my list. Now, as I was mentioning for our good friend MMA dumbest tweets, and if you guys want to look at some of these dumb tweets that I've been coming across, and I'm going to give a shout out to MMA dumb tweets. Everyone's been tagging them. for some of this stuff, and we're gonna have it here. We were talking about it last week about Brazilian goats and things of that nature, but here's somebody's post. I can't believe I have to ask this, but is Anderson Silva a top 5 best middleweight of all time? Prime Anderson, and first response is Prime Anderson was top best 3 fighters in history. You watch this fight with Forrest Griffin. Please stop reminding me. I was there. But obviously, someone responded, Griffin, I've seen Anderson's entire title reign. He's not even a top 5 best all-time fighters in his own weight class. Really, because I don't know how you not put Anderson in the top 5. I mean, there's other guys you could probably say would not make the top 5. I mean, like, you have to put like Bass Rutten in there. You have to put Rich Franklin in there. And Anderson Silva's kind of like you can't get past 3 names without answering Anderson Silva's name. You can't. I mean, at least not in my opinion. You can't. You cannot. That's just how I feel about it. Let's see what's taking Jody real fast. And before I forget it, throw this up here. Obviously, gonna do the announcement of the giveaway winner, and now I'm forgetting how to spell her name, but basically, what I'm going to do is they're going to win the World Series of Fighting 9 event poster signed by the entire card. Had a few of these things laying around, so I've been waiting to do this giveaway for a minute. So wanted to get to it. Finally able to get around to it, and as you can see, it's the winner is at Chef05. I'm gonna shoot out this young lady a tweet, and after the show, and I'll let her know that she is the winner of our giveaway for our first 1,000 followers on Twitter. But with that being said, gonna not hold it up anymore, as we're gonna be joined by BYB Extreme Heavyweight, Mr. Jody. And now, how am I pronouncing it? Is it like Michael? How do you say that?
Meikle. Yeah.
I thought I was close with Meikle. All right, so Jody, first and foremost, appreciate you staying up there. You're a man of your word. You're very, very, very vigilant in staying up. I apologize for one thing, not remembering the time difference between London and everything else. That's when I was saying that on your post. It was I totally spaced that out. I'm like, you know what? I probably
no problem.
But what I always do with this, especially like when it's we're kind of new to each other and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So you're an elder statesman like myself. We got the gray going on in the beers.
Steady on.
What made you get in I guess high level combat sports at this age? Not a whole lot of people continue to stay around at this age, not being able to find like big purses, big events like this. Obviously, when you have BYB Extreme knocking on your door telling you to come fight, you're going to answer the call. But what's the thing that gets you out of bed, gets you training, gets you wants to compete out there with a lot of these animals that are fighting for bare knuckle these days?
To be fair, excuse me, sorry. To be fair, how I actually got into be obviously bare knuckle was obviously I was an ex-club professional. I was a junior and was all over the place. I had 65 fights, and I moved from Scunthorpe to Newquay, which is like best part of 600 miles away. I'm like about 350 miles away. And it's cost me a fortune going back up north to visit my kids. And cost a fortune. I said to my partner, I says, I have to do some white collar boxing, earn a few quid. And she said, no, don't be doing that. Then I was 3 parts pissed on Rattler cider. It's a Cornish cider, real strong cider. And I seen Jim Dove the BKB side, had put he needed a fighter, reliable heavyweight. Me being 3 parts pace went, I'm going for that. I've been out the gym for 4 years. I not fought or trained. And next day, I messaged you back and ended up fighting Dorian Darch, ended up winning the BKB World title. And then it went from there. Obviously, then, to be fair, I was thinking of maybe calling it a day. But obviously, BYB, I got the opportunity BYB show. I'm certain I'm going to turn that down. Certain I'm going to turn that down.
So BYB's what really got you into bare knuckle, and obviously, you know, and you know, and it's not like it's a crazy thing for you before, because you were a champion at one point in time before, correct?
That's right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was on the talent BKB. I actually offered a fight in America. I can't remember who it was against, but unfortunately, obviously, my past grown up childhood prevented me from getting to America. So that's got me really. So I nearly had a chance on the BYB show in America, but unfortunately, I couldn't get over there. So you did it over here. So I'll do it here.
Hey man, you know, I'm sure you're happy that you're starting to see some of the bare knuckle American promotions coming over the pond,
Yeah.
and doing a lot more stuff there. And it's not just, you know, Dave Feldman's promotion. Obviously, you're fighting for Vasquez and Dada's promotion as BYB Extreme is now going over there. And you know, I know some of the UK promotions have been bought up and things of that nature, but is that some of the things that you guys are looking forward to, is being able to compete over here in the States, and kind of being able to expand your brand, expand your guys' fan bases, things of that nature?
Yeah, of course. Well, also when I got opportunities to fight America, no, it was like a little dream come true, like a little kid in a sweet shop. Obviously, my past has grown up, it ruined that. But yeah, of course, any person, it's everyone's dream to fight in the States. No, my best friend Lee Murphy, he's a boxer, and he managed to actually fulfill his dream. So yeah, I think it's everyone's dream to fight in America.
Any place in particular? You know, is it Vegas? Is it New York? Like do you have a destination, or just anywhere in America be fine with you?
So to be fair, I think it's just anywhere in America, isn't it? Obviously, Vegas would be amazing, wouldn't it? But I think it's anywhere in America. Because I mean, you say to someone, "I fought in America," but they don't really say, "Oh, yeah." You'd be like, "Wow, you fought in America! Wow."
I mean, it's one of the fun things. I think I always ask the opposite for like, if I'm talking to like a UK fighter or a fighter from out of the States, you know. But when I talk to some of like the fighters that I have on there, I like, you know, like where's the one place you always want to fight? Like, what's the one destination? Is it the UK? Is it Japan? Is it Australia? Is it Brazil? Like if you were to say you weren't gonna have a fight in America, but you weren't gonna have a fight in you know, in your backyard there, like in, you know, in the UK, where would you like to fight?
That'll be South Africa.
South Africa?
The reason being that is his mum's homeland.
Kill two birds with one stone, right?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, my brother boxed over there in South Africa, and I was wanting some fight in South Africa. It'd been like a dream. Obviously, I'm getting a bit tall now, obviously, but I'm getting a bit close to the end. But yeah, I'd love to fight in South Africa.
That's definitely an interesting one. Like, you know,
Different. Yeah, different.
It definitely is. You know, I mean, like I've always heard some crazy ones. You know, like some people say Abu Dhabi, just because you know they've never been to that part of the world. You know, like I've mentioned, you know, Australia. You know, I've gotten the Saitama Super Arena in Japan. You know, some people like you know. I've even had a couple Bellator guys like, just like, I really can't wait till we go to South America.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
I know.
You know, they got the kid Pitbull there, and he wants to do his next one in a soccer stadium there in Brazil. I hope he gets it.
Oh wow, that'd be good to get massive stadiums out there.
Well, no, like
huge.
I think because I mean I love the way not just that what we've seen grow in bare knuckle boxing over the past 5 to 10 years, but like just
Yeah,
what we've seen combat sports grow just in general. I just generally enjoy not like what we're seeing, like you look at like where you said like 10 years ago that the UFC had a monopoly on everyone, and I never really
yeah,
believed it. I believe that they bought up promotions that had a lot of really good fighters from all over the place, and
yeah.
that they had, I would have to say, 70% of the upper tier talent for the better part of a while. I think it's about 60. I think it's about 60% right about now when you look at you know MMA as a whole. Like,
Yeah.
you got another, Bellator has a good percentage of them. PFL has a good percentage of fighters. And I think you still have some fighters that are dancing back and forth between bare knuckle boxing and MMA right now that I think that aren't done doing one or the other. So it's an interesting thing. And I think that actually helps bare knuckle boxing. Now, we just seen Diaz leave. I know a lot of people want to see him do his own thing. Obviously, he's about to start his own promotion. Is that guy not made for bare knuckle?
Yeah, he's a great fighter, isn't he? Why not? I think anyone can turn around to bare knuckle. Not no. Let me rephrase that. It sounds wrong. Obviously, he's a great fighter. Bare knuckle's the next step in my way, in my eyes. It's obviously it's something I always wanted to do anyway, but I never got a chance to do it until later in life. But yeah, that'd be great at it. Be great.
Yeah, I think Nate would be an absolute star from the beginning. But
Yeah,
I think even if you get him to do it, like if he goes and signs with BYB or Feldman's promotion and with
yeah.
BKFC, whoever he signs with, you're only going to get him for a year or two. So like unless you're giving him an immediate title fight, like what's the point of even signing him to kind of help? Like he's not really going to help you. Like it's. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him do some type of wrestling shtick too. Like,
Cool.
I think it's one of the cool things. Like when how everything played out for him. I said it on here. I felt like how everything played out that weekend, how crazy everything went for him. Everything played out perfectly for him. He walked away in a way where his star couldn't be bigger. I mean, you can make the argument he was probably the second or third biggest draw for the UFC over the last 10 years, and he walked away free and clear on a winning streak. Beat one of the top names as he left. Didn't get beat by the rising star, and literally the everything's in his hand. The bargaining chip, if he wants to go back, is in his hand. His promotion that he's about to kick off, that has another thing that he can play into, and literally now he could go to the open market as probably the highest value you could have him, because this is probably the last four or five fights he'll have before you start to see that slight decline in those top prize fighters that you see. Maybe not world champion level, but still one of the top handful of guys in his weight class in his sport.
Yeah, well, I say if you get someone of his caliber in any sort of organisation, he's going to bring people to it as well, isn't he? Really, bring people to it. You bring sponsors to it. People are going to follow him into that whatever he does in others. So,
Yeah, he's going to have some following, but it's going to be interesting. Now, obviously, you're getting ready for the last few weeks of your training here.
yeah,
Obviously, was it October 16th, right
16,
there?
right? Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
was it O2 Arena, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. I look forward to it.
Is that a special place to be able to fight in your backyard there?
It's not. It's O2. It's a great venue. Like, bear in mind, I've not done all of the world. I've done quite a few venues all over the place, and like I say, it's got a little special feeling when you walk into O2. All right, it's not necessarily inside. It's inside O2. It's a 3,000 seat stadium inside O2. It's a fantastic venue. It's like one of them. It's like an auditorium. So that way you sat in the venue, you got a great view. And that's how it's a nice place. It's a great set of box to go to. Oh,
Yeah, I
40
mean,
to.
when you hear of the arenas in London, I mean, the O2 arena is the kind of the first one you kind of hear.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well,
it was
it's
just,
great.
hey man, it's had some great ones. You see some great titles, fights from the UFC when they really concentrated in the UK during that late 2000, early 2010 run. You don't see them go there as much anymore, just from the expansion they had. But it's one of the places I remember Bisping's first fight there, like the pop
Yeah.
he got when he walked out, man.
Yeah. Well, there was a show the other week. Was there one there a few months ago? Oh, two. I'm sure there was.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just saying they don't do it
Yeah.
as often as they
Much,
did,
yeah.
10 years ago. Like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
they would go to the UK, go to the O2 arena at least 2-3 times a year. Now it's like
Right. Yeah.
they get it once a year.
Yeah.
One of those ones where you got to see how it all plays out. Man. Hopefully, you start seeing them do some more things. As the UFC continues to grow at the rate they do. But what about you, man? How often do you are you going to look into competing? Like I said, we're not spring chickens anymore. But are you trying to fight like 2-3 times a year? What are you looking at?
Well, it's my fourth this year. My first BKB fight was in January, and obviously I had my last fight in September. And then I said to Jim, "What else out there?" He said, "Jody, I might have one for you actually." He said, "Do you fancy fighting Stanlee?" I can't remember his name, so I'm an idiot. So yeah, I'm game. I'm game for that. Yeah, so I've got Stanlee Wilison. Yeah, so I've got him. I've got him on the 16th. I don't know what grade he'll buy. I know he comes from an MMA background, but I say it seems a nice enough guy. It's just unfortunately try and punch each other's head off.
I know. I seen the post, and next thing I know, I seen your opponents
Yeah.
over there, YouTube ripping each other over there on Facebook. I'm like, well, what's going on over here?
So it's funny because
You're having to see who's uglier contest on the thread. What's going on with that?
mate, I've got a face of dog won't lick, so it's got to be me. But no, let's say it's crazy because I know obviously in America, obviously you have your slating each other and stuff like that. Over here, there's no point. Listen, I've got no animosity towards him. He's got no animosity towards me. We'll have a fight. And I'll have a pint after it's finished. We'll have a beer. it's one thing.
So
He goes to his family. I go
he's
to my
definitely the
family.
type of dude you're gonna have a pint of beer with afterwards, right?
I'll be my friend. My last fight was a British title fight with Cal Hobley. Cal Hobley, well, actually, I was his main sparring partner for his world title fight, the fight before. And like I say, I ended up fighting him. And me and Cal actually were friends. We got on really well, but obviously I have to put it to the side for obviously the time what you're in the ring and make up afterwards. It's a business, isn't it? It's like going to work. That's all we're doing, going to work.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely in the fight business, you don't have any friends, especially when when the contract is signed and everything goes down. It's all business. Afterwards, you guys can be friends afterwards after everyone gets their checks cut and everything to that nature. It's definitely business. Friends are fleeting, and when it comes to it, definitely it's good to, especially when you're heavyweight. I'm sure it's good to have guys you can work with it because it's harder to find quality heavyweight guys to work with, regardless of we're talking MMA or bare knuckle or just boxing in general. It's always rough. For whatever reason. Why is it always that the heaviest guys or girls or the lightest guys or girls are always the hardest to find good quality partners with? I don't know what it is.
When I boxed professional, I used to box at 12 stone 7. I was light heavyweight, and obviously then I just got used to eating what I wanted and drinking what I wanted, and end up got an opportunity at heavyweight, and I took it. But yeah, I'm not a national heavyweight really, so but it is what it is.
Is that something you look to exploit, the fact that you're probably going to be the lighter, faster guy?
So I don't know. To be fair, I don't know what Stanley's like. I've not bothered watching him or anything like that. So I don't know a lot about him. Like I think Stanley said in one of his interviews, there's no point. It's like there's no point of someone watching me because I don't fight the same every fight. And so it's like it's pointless watching me and training for a certain way I want to fight because I might actually come and do something different. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really watch any of the opponents or like that. So if I'm gonna be lighter, faster, I don't know. We'll see.
I guess we'll see what happens when you get in there
Yeah.
the 16th. So how do you think this one's going to play out? I mean, obviously it's not in your comfort zone, obviously, but if you're looking into a magic ball inside your head right now, how do you see this going? You see you guys having a slugfest and it going to decision, or one or the other is gonna find the other's chin?
Do you know what the thing with heavyweights? Each of us can find each other's chin, can't we? Is what it is. We're both lumps. I'm hoping. Obviously word. I'm hoping I can get a win out of it, and we'll see where we go from there. Either way, I'm just happy to be fighting, obviously on a BYB show in a triangle ring. It's a new experience for me. But yeah, so I can't wait to get there and have a fight.
Man, I'm really looking forward to the card. And speaking of which, what do you think of the fact that you're going to have a couple exciting female fights on that card as well?
Yeah, of course, it's good. That is. You look at me and think you're too pretty to fight. What are you doing fighting, mate? Look at you lunatics. It's hilarious. But yeah, it's good. It's good. It's nice that women are getting involved in it. You see people say women should be doing this.
I think it's the first time they're doing the UK title too, right? First time they're having a female UK.
I wonder what it was. I thought it said it was the first female fight. I could have sworn I'd seen a female fight on one of the BKB cards. So I understand. It makes sense. That does, yeah. First women title fight, yeah. Yeah, brilliant. Fair placement.
I think you got Jamie Driver in the one fight. I forget who her opponent on. She's going to be on here next week. But then you also got you got Barber and Cotton, and they're fighting for the title. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that which title that? That's one of Scott Burt's.
I think they're
please use that.
Both of them in their MMAs were fighting at 145, 135. So I'd imagine in BK, what would it be? It'd be cruise. They would call probably cruiserweight for females at that weight. I don't know what you call that.
I got a clue. All I get told
I got to double check that. I think that's what that's what they're calling it. The cruiserweight title. I think.
Oh, wow.
Don't 100% quote me on that one. I got to double check it. I'm not looking it up at the moment.
It's fun. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that fight. I think it's going to be a fun one. I definitely like seeing the local promoters going overseas. Like I said, Dave just did it with Mike Perry and MVP going at it, and I think that's also an interesting thing too. Seeing the non-UFC promoters allowing some of their UK stars being lent out to bare knuckles is kind of an interesting thing. I hope it's something we start seeing more these of some of the bigger stars going to do some things like that, being able to do that. I know the UFC contract really limits to what a lot of those guys do, and I think that's why you see a lot of those fighters working their way away from that, especially ones that have a decent following, a decent social media presence, things of that nature. Do you think that's kind of the way of the world of the athlete now? You have to kind of build your own brand first before before you can even think of getting along the line. Like, obviously you have to put the work in and be successful in your craft, that regardless if you're a boxer, bare knuckle, or you're an MMA fighter, however that works out. But do you think that's kind of more the thing? Like, you could be like average in all areas, but just an amazement, showman, sportsman, etc. And you can enamor yourself to the people. Do you think that's more important in today's combat sports world than legitimately who's the better fighter?
So, to fair to say, I would be at that level sort of thing, but I want to say, me speaking personally, I've misread the question or whatever, but I'd rather entertain people than obviously be like the big I am. But I was like, that's the answer to that question. And I said, I don't know.
I mean, it's not an easy way to answer it, especially because it's subjective. Each promoter is looking for something different. Each fans are brought into by different things. Like it's really subjective. It depends on we're talking the guy side of the sport, if we're talking the female side of it. I mean, there's so many different things when we're talking about this. It's just what's the right answer, right?
Yeah, so to be fair, with regards to me, I'd rather people. I don't care win, lose or draw. I really don't. I know that sounds ridiculous. I just want to entertain people. I mean, sometimes I clown about, I mess about. I was the only person in British boxing history to took a point off for excessive clowning. I took a piss that much, they took a point off me. I was for showboating, messing about. But it's like people walk away just having a laugh. I just thought it was entertaining. People smiling and enjoying the fight and stuff like that. That's more important to me than a win, lose or draw. And like I say, a lot of people probably think that's absolutely crazy, but that's my mentality.
Yeah. Now, I got one for you. We everyone kind of holds on to this GOAT thing now, right? Who's the greatest of all time? Who's the greatest this? Who's the greatest that? I've thrown it out. I just say there's no way you could actually measure that because different eras are held in different regard. But then you have to break things down when we're talking about combat sports. You have weight classes, men, women, whatever. So isn't it easier to kind of like who's your Mount Rushmore of combat sports? Like who's not just boxing, not just bare knuckle boxing, not just MMA. Like who's when you talk about combat sports, who's kind of like the 5 people that you have to talk about?
That's what they talk about what sports are bear. But I like Fury. Also, I like Tyson Fury. I like the way he's with people, his fans and stuff like that.
He definitely put a light on some. I think saved a lot of big level boxing over the last 10 years because right prior to Tommy, a lot of people felt that boxing had lost a lot of its lust, so they don't have a lot of stars. Boxing's dead. I think Tommy Fury's kind of proved otherwise.
Talking about Tyson, the bigger one, the proper one.
Oh, Mike Tyson. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Tommy's all right. I know Tommy's. I think it's his manager. Well, Jim Herns has his gym tonight. He's a good guy, very good guy. But yeah, like I said, I like Tyson. I should have boxed in the amateurs, but it never comes to fruition.
I got a funny story for you. My cousin was actually locked up in the same detention center that Tyson was in the same cell, and you actually seen like writings and stuff like that. And he had some stuff in there, and it was definitely he had some like pigeon drones on there, like he'd scratched into the walls and stuff like that. It was a weird. I'm like, how did you wind up in there, dude?
Mad.
It was weird. Right? I was like, that's a unique story, dude. You wound up in the same. He was out like a week and a half before I got there. That's how I wound up in his cell. I'm like, yeah, I got you.
All right.
But Tyson definitely left an imprint on the sport and changed it in a definite way. He's one you would have to say that is someone to speak about in the last 15 20 years and 30 years of combat sports, and he's still alive and involved in it today. Poor guy is fighting Hulu right now about that documentary they did about him that apparently didn't get his permission to do so, and that's interesting.
You missed the point there. I don't like Mike Tyson. I like Tyson Fury.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I said, he's one of the kids. So I don't really talk about a lot, but to be fair, I don't really watch a lot of combat sports, believe it or not. Even though I'm involved in obviously the fight game, I don't really watch a lot of it. I watch the big fights and stuff like that, the big shows. But
you're not a big sports guy outside of combat sports either.
not really. No, it's like I used to. I used to be into
I know you're over the UK. You're not a big soccer guy or
uh,
football.
years ago. I used to be. I go watch Liverpool. I take my little boy to watch Liverpool. But other than that, I don't really. I used to be a football league when I was younger. A bit of div. I kept getting banned all the time. I just felt I love with football, so I didn't really bother with it until obviously my little boy. He's
I
he wants
know how it is, dude. But once you
Liverpool.
get the little ones, everything changed, man.
Yeah, Cardinals. Yeah, he's a big Liverpool fan, and so he wants to Liverpool games. So I started taking him to Liverpool games. So yeah, he loves his little life.
Hey, man, it's listen, I know exactly how my son's got me like wrapped around his fingers to a point, man. Like, you want to be hard on him about things and show him this and show him that. And, he's just, as we were talking about football, he just, this year I let him start doing, American football. And this is his first
He's
season.
still football.
He's all
football.
excited about it. Like,
Yeah,
he has like dress down day in school. He's like, Dad, can I wear my jersey? I'm like, what? It's your game jersey. What do you mean?
Obviously, I live in Newquay. I'm up north at the minute, obviously in UK, England. Up north at the minute, I've got my little daughters. Obviously, it's a right trek. It's like 6 hours travel. So I do that every week to see the daughters. So what I do, I travel from Newquay. I stay up here. And my kids this weekend up here, and I'll obviously go on weekend next week. But yeah, so it's mad. What things do for your kids, eh?
Yeah, when we're this age, man, that we do just about anything for them. Like,
Oh,
really,
100%, yeah.
we it ain't about all running around partying with your friends, doing this. Like, it's what you got to do for the little ones, man.
Of course it is, 100%, right?
We got to get them ready to be out in this world.
Yeah, scary world.
Yeah, it is, man. It's talking about, doing football. We just had, a shooting here just outside of Philadelphia where, 14-year-old kid got, shot right after football practice. So it's like, what am I going to do in a few years when he's not, not in an elementary school and, gets out of middle schools and winds up with these high school kids and where one of these kids get, you dissed him, you stepped on his shoe or whatever, and now he's upsetting and they're coming back with guns and we just live in a stupid world anymore. Like, nothing's dealt with like the way you're supposed to. No one knows how to have conflict management or anything. Like, I mean, there's just some of the things like put into curriculum. Like when we're gonna put things into teaching these kids like things that are actually gonna help them in life. Like, you're looking through half the kids here in the United States, none of them like file their own taxes. None of them, knows how to, do like anything to be a functional human in daily life. You're not actually taught in high school. Like I still think, self-defense in some way, shape, or form, not just boxing, but grappling, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever should be definitely something that is taught to the kids just to know how to fend off somebody to protect yourself.
No, I think it evokes discipline as well. Years ago, obviously in the UK, I can't speak for America, we had boxing in schools, and I don't think, well, as far as I'm aware, we didn't have as much problems as what we did nowadays. But it is. What can you do? All you do is try and bring your kids up the best you can and just hope for the best.
Exactly. You can only do so much, my friend.
Certainly.
We can only control what we control. We can control how we raise our kids, what values we teach them. That's it, man. That's all you can really do. I know it's late there, and I know we're getting close to the end of it. What I typically do here at the end, my friend, is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over to you, man. Anything you want to say, shoot out your social media sites, any sponsors you may have, anything you're doing outside of the combat sports world and you want to let the people know about, the time is yours, my friend.
No, thank you. I appreciate everything. All the people buying tickets to come and see me fight. My sponsors, Trio in London, and my good friend Gary Medden owns Beckwood Pub. He's always been there for me. And also, I do quite a lot with other charities like Man Down. Is a men's mental health charity, and one for lads in Scunthorpe, and also Disc in Newquay. It's another quite important charity. But yeah, I can't wait to the 16th of October. I'm looking forward to it, being involved in obviously being on the American scene. It was great. But in Triangle Ring as well, it's going to be a great experience. Yeah, I look forward to it. I hope the Americans enjoy it as much as the British have enjoyed the one-man riot in a time. So, yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, appreciate the time, Jody. Best of skill on the fight in a few weeks. Hopefully we can get you back on here after a win, and talk about what's next and see what the future is going to hold for you. Appreciate the time. Get some rest. Get back to training, and we'll have you back on, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Thank you for having me. Cheers.
All right,
You
Jody,
take care.
my friend.
Bye.
All right, everyone. That was BYB heavyweight Jody Meikle. It was definitely appreciate the man from over the pond there, giving us some time, showing us some love. Talking some combat sports, talking some BYB Extreme. Getting some love from the guys over there in the UK. We'll see what's taking Vinny now here. Just give him a few more minutes, see what's going on here. We'll go about that one, and and obviously Jody's hitting on all the stuff I was posting while we're on. We'll see what happens with that, but yeah, man, it's that was a fun one. Looking forward to the fight. If people make sure you're checking out BYB Extreme October 16th. That they're in London. I know they just signed a deal with another app service for streaming, not just for the UK fans, but just fans in general, for them to kind of be able to have better access to it. Make sure you're heading over to their social medias. They just had a media announcement about that within the last handful of days. That should be fun to watch. Another bare knuckle boxing promotion kind of continue to grow and do their thing. It's gonna be a fun event, obviously, and I think they've already announced BYB's announced the next event that they're probably going to be down there in Miami. But I know our good friend Tony Kryptonite Lopez is going to be fighting on that. You got Desmond Green's going to be fighting on that. I know they're going to have some more, another big female fight on that card as well. We'll see if our good friend Kalina Karuni is gonna be on that one, or maybe on the next one. We'll see how that goes. Going to be interesting. I'm loving to see, the adeptity of the combat sports here. There's Vinny said, "Let's go." Oh, should be hopping back up here in a minute. Hopefully. Let me just send him the link again, just in case he needs it. All right. Vinny, Vinny, Vinny. Vinny, Vinny, Vinny. The hell? Not sure what the second is. Give him a few more minutes, people. See how that goes. Man. All right. All right, sending it out to him again. Let's see how it goes. Hey. This is lovely, everybody. The hell. All right. Sorry for the delay, everyone. Just waiting on Mr. Pazienza at this point in time, everybody. So just bear with me a few more minutes, a few more moments. Hopefully I'll get in here in a minute. And here we go, I believe. There he is. So without any further ado, our guest of the evening, Vinny Pazienza. How are we doing, my friend?
How you doing? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm doing great, brother. How you doing tonight?
I happen to be in a club, a nightclub. Can you hear me? I'm in a nightclub.
I can hear you, brother. You sound fine for the moment. You partying tonight?
Oh shit! All right, welcome. Well, sort of. Yeah, a little bit. All right, what do I got to touch here?
No,
What do I got to touch to get on the show?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? You sound fine. I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We're on.
So, obviously appreciate the time tonight, but wanted to talk a little bit about the documentary you got coming up, man. Z was letting us know what was going on. When does that start shooting?
Well, hopefully it'll start in the next, I think around the next 2 months. And it's going to be something special. I have like the greatest PR girl in the history of the world. She's not my PR girl. She's like everything for me. But we got to give her a headline. So her headline is the PR girl. But
she does everything.
Cena is down in Florida, which we all know what's happening with Florida. So it's not a good thing. But she got me today, and I was like, "Oh my God, thank you! She's alive."
Yeah, you can't do anything without Xena, man. She's one of a kind, my friend. Xena's one of a kind, so definitely have to keep up on her.
Yes.
So, I know it's shoots in a couple months, but what is the documentary's premise going to be on? Like, what are you going to be covering?
All right. They closed the door. Say that one more time.
I said I know you said the documentary's in a couple months, but what's kind of the premise of it? What are you guys going to be covering in the documentary?
Oh, okay. The one most, probably the one most important thing in my life. I, Vinny Paz, am going to be the receiver of the greatest comeback in the history of sports. Do you remember when I broke my neck years ago and I had a halo on?
Oh man!
Yeah, well that's what's going down. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very inspiring.
So you're gonna basically go over that period of time, right, Vinny? When you're gonna be going over like this when you were in that halo. And all that, you're gonna tell everyone how you came back from that. Is basically gonna be kind of a little bit more in depth from the movie, right? Is that what we're going with? Something a little bit more personal.
That's you hit it on the head. It's gonna be slightly amazing, and I'm gonna tell people things that they never thought was happening, but it was a crazy moment in my life, and I thank God I stood strong and kept the faith and kicked some ass. I got lucky. I feel like I truly feel I got lucky. I did a lot of hard work, but the big thing is I got lucky. I got lucky because I could have very well, broken my neck, been in a wheelchair, disabled. I was like two hairs away from being a paraplegic. I'm so lucky. I kiss the ground every day.
I mean, not just that you can like walk and everything else. Like obviously that's the first thing you obviously think of, but you're also lucky the fact that you were able to make that comeback, to become continue to be a world champion and be one of the more exciting boxers of your era. You wouldn't have been able to kind of put a stamp on your career the way you did if you were if that was taken from you with that broken neck at that time.
She's so right. Yeah, so right. And it's it's hard work and a lot of luck. Hard work and a lot of luck combined. And that's what I feel that happened to me. I busted my ass to make a comeback, but I had to be lucky. I had somebody was looking down on me, and I just I bless it every day. So it's gonna be really, really cool for people to see. It's gonna be in an hour of inspiration. That's how I look at it.
Now, like you said, you're obviously going to go over that period of time. Are you going to be, everything you went through, some of the stuff, maybe that people don't know that you had to go through? You're saying it's going to be an hour inspiration. Are we also going to get any of the things that you've been going through now, things that you're involved with now, things that people can do to,
Well,
help out with things that you're getting involved with now
like,
outside of the documentary? Like I know we're going to talk about one thing that's near and dear to your heart, but is there anything outside of boxing that is also motivating you to continue to share your story?
well, to be honest with you, it was just boxing was my life. It was my life at the time, and that was the bottom line. Boxing was my life. I wanted to entertain people. I wanted to fight in front of people. To get on that Muhammad Ali page, and I got really lucky, and I worked my balls off, and I made it happen. There were times I lied to myself. I was fooling. I was going what, like, I'd say I'd be all bravo and macho man in front of the cameras, and then I would go home and go, "What are you doing, you idiot? Really, you're gonna do this?" Like, it was that bad.
Hey man, we all look back at younger points of our life and like, what the hell was I thinking? What was I doing?
Oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. Totally. You think about it. People say that,
The people who normally say that, don't really, aren't in
people have like
great
no idea
you are, brother. You're
what's going
able
down.
to be in this position where
You have
some
no
of the
idea.
terrible things in life you're able to turn around and give out to people.
The operation of the whole project. Like, I was like a couple of years away from total paralyzation. So I was scared shit. Like, I just didn't show it, but I was scared shit. And
Well,
I
no,
worked hard, and
I think
I got
they
lucky.
kind of showed a little bit, like with some of the stuff that Miles did in that movie. I think it kind of did show that during that time, like you weren't completely I got this. You had times where you did doubt yourself and things of that nature. And unfortunately, it looks like we lost him real fast, so we'll have to give him a second to come back. All right, folks. Well, I could see how this is going, and Vinny's out at a nightclub, so guess he had some other things going on tonight on top of the interview, but obviously he got cut off there, and gonna give him about another minute or so before put a bow on this one, wrap this one up for tonight. Obviously talk to little UFC, little fight night. We did our tweets of the week, did our giveaway for our 1K, talked to BYB Extreme Heavyweight Jody Meikle, and was talking to Vinny for a few moments there, but that looks like his either his phone died or his service went out, one or the other. We will give it another minute or so before I wrap this one up, but going to have some a fun one next week, as going to be joined by BYB Extreme fighters, both Jamie Driver and Jody's opponent, Stanlee Wilison, will also be joining us. Potentially might have another guest. We'll see how it plays out. I'm going to looking forward to seeing what happens. Other than that, I guess I'm going to have to wrap this one up, get Vinny rescheduled for a time where he's not out, and we can get him with some better service and things of that nature, and finish our conversation with that. But other than that, lot of stuff going on in combat sports. We will be back next week. We will hopefully have a full house. My co-host will be with me on top of the guest, and we'll get everything going a little bit more smoothly. Other than that, this was episode 5 of Combat Deviants. I'm your host, Steve. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, both Combat Deviants and Belly Up Sports, obviously, and make sure you're showing them love on their social media pages as well. Make sure you're hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything that we have going on, both here at Combat Deviants and over at Belly Up Sports. The next giveaway I'll probably do will run through the entire month of October. Anyone who screenshots me that you use that Belly Up code for any of our affiliate partners, sponsors, the Killer Jerky to Manscaped, whatever, $10, $15, $20 order, whatever you guys want to do. I'm gonna put a little care package together. I'm gonna get probably put either a signed card or jersey in there, another fight poster, maybe put an 8x10 in there. We'll do a little care package throughout the month. Other than that, when Belly Up Sports hits 1K Twitter, not Twitter, YouTube subscribers, we're gonna do one. We'll do some more fun stuff, guys. So make sure you guys stay locked in. We'll be continually knocking out the interviews, bringing you the best combat sports content out there available. I'm Steve. This was another episode of Combat Deviants here on Belly Up Sports. Catch you guys next week. Peace out.